Boom. Thesis.
Boom.
What are you saying, bro?
What's going on, Chazza?
Yes. On a level podcast episode 5. Been wanting to do this one for a while. I was just saying to Thesis. Wanted to have a sit down and chat anyway. Just about a few things, and yeah, man, it's good to have you on, man. Definitely.
Oh, it's good to be here, Chazza. Good to be here, man. You know that you're my favourite from the UK. Lots of love for you over here in Oz.
Thank you. Yeah, man, it's been a crazy one for you recently. Do you feel like recent times you have gained a lot more attention on your music, would you say? Or
I mean, bro, honestly, I think all of the exposure that I've gotten within like recent months, bro, has literally been thanks to you, to be honest.
Thank you, man.
Like, aside from like, you know, like sharing a lot of shit, and a majority of probably my viewers being people on Facebook that have just happened to click on it, bro. Like everyone that saw Warlord, bro, and everyone that comments all the time has seen, you know, like the thing, you know, you doing the review on the underrated showcase, bro. So I got to give big ups to you for that, really.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, I mean, look, that's not just me, because I've showcased a few different artists that hasn't gained the traction and the attention really that you have. There was something different about your Warlord track that people really attracted to. I mean, looking at some of the other artists that I've showcased, they've gained a bit of a following and just speaking to them, but you know, it was almost like a short-term surge of listeners, whereas you seem like you've really kept that train pushing and kept it rolling. I checking your most recent track. What is it called? Illicit Thoughts? Is that was what it was called?
Yeah, Illicit Thoughts, bro. Yeah, I dropped that one just
Thoughts,
2 days ago, I think, 3 days ago.
And I remember listening to that, and I was quite impressed, because again, I thought it was going to be another grime track, and so to hear the different style beat that you had, like I was like kind of skeptical, thinking, is he going to be one of these artists where he can only do one genre? But you absolutely killed that, in my opinion. And so I think you getting the exposure and sort of the attention that you have, I think, is down to the quality of your music. I've showcased other people and they've had it short term, but long term, are they really building something off it? And I feel like that's something that you've done different to many other guys, especially when it comes to something like the Underrated Showcase.
Yeah, bro. Well, I mean, like, honestly, like I think like 3-4 months ago, bro, like I went to go have a couple drinks with some friends, like, and I hadn't seen them in a while, but I sat down and we were sitting there and like, oh, Brennan, like he can freestyle, because like all my friends, bro, just love sitting me down with a beat and making me like freestyle off the top of the dome. And that's just like this thing, you know, fucking reading the dictionary and shit, bro. Like always I love to just sit there and freestyle, especially drinking. And then I sat down and I met this dude, which was Demise. Right. I met Demise, and Demise listened to me rhyme for the first time like 3-4 months ago and said, oh, like, bro, you need to start making some music. And I was like, bro, like, I want to make music. It was like, you know, it was a big thing for me when I was like 15, 16. That was the most important thing to me, was like, you know, being a rapper. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay.
And then Demise really gave me the opportunity, bro, by introducing me to the Street University, which is like a local studio for kids around the area and shit, where I live in Mount Druitt, bro, where I'm located in Sydney. And he took me there for the first time, and I recorded that Warlord track and posted it, and he helped me with all the production and everything. So, you know, that's why big shout outs to Demise all the time. But yeah, it wasn't until recently. And I mean, now that I've got the studio, which is literally, bro, it's literally up the road from my house, I didn't even know about it.
That's sick. So was Warlord your first track that you made?
It wasn't the first track that I'd ever written, but it was the first thing that I've ever released.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah. I've never released anything prior to that. I think when I was like 16, I dropped a track about my ex-girlfriend on Facebook because I was angry. But like, other than that, bro, nothing ever else.
Okay, so with Warlord, did you like when you was writing that, did you think, right, I'm going to release this on YouTube and this is what I've got a plan for? Or did you have a plan for it, or did you kind of just was like, I'm writing, oh, I've got something here, let me just record it and throw it up on YouTube?
Dead ass, bro. I was sitting there with my friend Josh. I was living with him at the time, and he goes, Brennan, check this out, bro. You're gonna fucking love this. And he showed me Wombat's Body the Booth, and he showed me Chillin' Its Body the Booth, bro. Oh, the One Take, One Breath. And I was like, holy fuck, bro. Like, I hadn't even heard of them, and I was like, this is fucking insane. And then I was like, bro, I'm going to start writing something right now, bro. And I'm going to hit up fucking Bagsy. And I'm going to be like, bro, I want to come and record something with you. Like, you know, like that's how it started. And I started writing Warlord. And I was like, bro, I got to get something fucking filthy down so I can, you know, be like, look at what I can do. And then, you know, I ended up meeting Demise like a few days after I started writing that. And then the next week, bro, I took it to the studio with him and ended up recording it and dropping it. So it all sort of just sprung on me like really last minute, but I'm glad that it happened.
Okay, so you found out about Chilling It on Wombat. How long ago would you say you found out about them then?
Oh, maybe 5 or 6 months, bro. Like around the same time I met Demise, and I was staying at my friend Josh's. He comes in, he shows me it, and then every day, bro, I was just pumping it in the car on the way to work, on the way up to the Central Coast. Everywhere I was going, bro, I was just absolutely infatuated with it. And like their style and the way that they were rapping, bro, that's like, you know, that's literally all I wanted to do, bro. Like their style and the way that they do it. Obviously, I wanted to put my own touch on it and, you know, be my own artist. But I was very inspired by what they were doing and everything that they've done for the scene, bro, especially the Australian scene. So it's like, fucking, that was it, man. Like big ups to them, Bagsy and everything that they're doing. Fucking,
definitely.
that's
shout
it.
out to them, man.
Just what's fucking oath, bro. That's why I'm striving. Like just doing what I'm doing. Putting in as much time as I can. When you don't have, you know, obviously when you don't have all the, you know, like, everything at your hands, at your disposal, bro, it makes it a lot harder. But if you got a passion for it, bro, you'll find a way.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I hear plenty of people use that excuse way too often. Oh, well, I don't have a microphone. Well, I don't have a camera. Well, I didn't start with any of that shit. I remember my first YouTube videos when I was making gaming videos. I remember resting. I had 2 old Xbox 360 like boxes that they come in. I remember stacking 2 of them. This little ornament I got from holiday, and resting my phone towards the TV. And that was and I just used the camera to record, to film and record my audio and just playing things like that. So it was like, that was the most makeshift setup in the world. So when people go, well, you look at the setup you have now, look, and it's like, well, I had to start somewhere. And instead of me planning for 4 years to then start, just get going. And then when, in terms of music, like, you realize how many popular freestyles there are on YouTube where they've just filmed them just in their garden, just spitting bars. Like, who says 100%. It has to be studio quality to start with? Like,
that's it, bro. I couldn't agree more.
I think way too many people use excuses for why they're not doing. They want to talk about what they can and should do, and don't get me wrong, I used to be like that. I used to be very much, I got to plan this, I got to plan that, and now I'm just like, fuck it, just do. If it doesn't work out, then you're one up. I mean, you realize that doesn't work. You know what I mean? But,
like, I think people just sell themselves short, but bro, like if you know, like you see all the people you look up to and you appreciate what they do as an art form and everything that goes on, but it's like, you know, you see the position you're in, you see the position they're in, you're like, oh, well, they're already there, and nobody realizes that they were where we were once too, and they had to work just as hard to get there. Like, you know, Chilling It and Wombat and and any of the other boys on the scene, you know, Lil Snow, Husky, A. J. Alex Jones, like all of them, bro, they all started somewhere. Nobody was just woke up one day and they were a fucking, you know, noticed Australian rapper.
100%.
And everybody sells themselves short, but that's at the end of the day, if it's something that you really want, like, fuck yeah, maybe you're still gonna have to go to work a real job, make a wage, and you're gonna have to pay for your dream somehow. But if you want to do it, you'll do it. And I think that's the difference between, you know, like people who really get a love for it and people who just love the idea of it.
110. I mean, I hear plenty of people that also just don't like that. They want big things. They want something special to happen. They want to, you know, live their dream, should you say, but then they don't want to put in the work to get there. And it's something that I talk about in my track Paths, that little insert in the middle, and it's just like, you can't build a mansion by by hammering a nail into a piece of wood 1,000 times. And it's just like, I hear the same people and they sit on social media, this is coming, this is going to be doing, watch this space, this is what I'm going to be doing. And it's just like, okay, but I look at your channel when you've got one video from 9 months ago and it's like, that's okay, that's fine. But if you want to live that dream and you want to say, watch this space and look what's going to happen, I need to see something happen. You've got to put in the work somehow. I mean, it's way more difficult than people think. People think, yeah, like once I post a song, it's just gonna blow, and it's just like, it ain't as easy as that. Believe me,
it's not like that. It's not, man. I'm seeing how difficult it is. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people that rap. like even Demise. Demise is like, to me, is one of the most underrated artists. Like, I've only put out one track of his, and I put that out for him. Like, and I see, like, every time I'm with him, me and him will rap together, and he's got like 6, 7 notebooks, bro, like 98 page notebooks full of shit that he's written. And I'm like, bro, like, why don't you just start recording, start putting it out there? And it's like I dropped fucking Warlord 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, however long it was, bro, and I only just hit like 1K views.
There you go.
And you know, I look at all these other boys, bro. They drop their tracks and stuff, and bro, they get 21K views in a day. Like,
there you go. And I mean, look, 1K, like, this is why I make a big thing about how fast you've accelerated into the position where you are. I remember posting tracks that were getting about 50 views. I think that was just down to the social media following I had. So let's just say 45 people from social media would check out my song, and the whole of about 5 people would maybe play it twice, 3, 4 times kind of thing. And even to this day, if you on my channel, I have what I call the Broken Mirror EP, and it had 3 tracks. And I swear, like, 2 of them still only have like 100 views on each track, which is fine, because in my eyes, I'm like, 100 people heard my music, and or 100 times my song was listened to for at least a little bit. So in my head, that's still 6. So then when I see other tracks that are on thousands, it's like, wow. But people don't get it. Yeah, it is a strange one how some people believe that they honestly can post their first track ever and just get this mad amount of viewing, and then how other people, they just don't believe enough. And that's where it's just frustrating. It's just like, I think what people need to do is put it out there, get some feedback, and just go again.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like, bro, honestly, the fan base that I've gained just from your review alone, bro, is so amazing, bro. Like, all the boys that have followed me and they comment on my videos regularly, and that I talk to in the Discord and all that stuff like that, bro. Like, they're so appreciative, and they're so, you know, like, just so respectful. And like, every single time it's like, hey guys, I'm gonna drop another track soon. I let them know it's coming. They're like, yeah, you know, can't wait, and they're all excited. And like, you know, it's like, it's fulfilling to know that even if it's a small amount of people, at least, you know, there's people there that actually enjoy it and appreciate what you're doing and you're putting your time and effort into. So that's a good thing.
100. And you know, like, the reason I'm gonna touch on that real quick is that some people, they want the exposure for the views. They're just like, oh, I just want to get more views on a track. And honestly, I've had 1 or 2 people DM me that. They're like, oh, can you share my track because I want more views on this, And I'm thinking, okay, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a certain amount of views that you get. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me make that very, very clear. Views mean people are listening to your music. You put music out for people to listen, okay? So it's okay to enjoy, you know, views on a track. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's your sole purpose for putting out music, you've lost. You're already starting a losing battle.
100, bro.
The people that actively enjoy you as an artist, an MC, as a writer, the people that no matter what you do, they're gonna listen at least once. If they don't enjoy your track, fair enough, but they're at least going to check out every single track you put out for the near future. They're the people that are important. Again, I'm coming up to 5K subscribers at the time of recording this. Shout out to everyone for that. But the 50 people, let's say, in the Discord, and let's say the 15 or so ones that are active in the Discord that will constantly view my shit, they're the most important ones that keep that engine running. It's like, let's just take a football team, and I mean football, not soccer. We're talking football teams now. If you have
tripping it, bro. I'm tripping out right now, bro. I was like listening to what you were saying, and then I started to hear banging around my back door, and I was like, what the hell? And then I realized it was fireworks. Fuck. Carry on. Oh shit. That tripped me out. I freaked out for a second.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because it's like midday here, so I was like, what do you mean fireworks? So where was I? Yeah, so let's take a football team, right? And, you know, you have a stadium that can hold, let's say, 60,000. I mean, that's cool selling out that 60,000, but those ones who bought the season ticket to come each and every home and most away games, they're the ones who you really got to appreciate. The ones that are going to be there week in, week out. And that's the same with music. The people that are going to view and actively listen to your shit, hell, if they're the ones who comment, the ones who like, the ones who even share it, which is the biggest one for me, the people who share my music, they're the ones who I have to be most appreciative of. Not just this number on the screen that, you know, that number on the screen doesn't determine how good your music is. I know songs that have hundreds of millions. In my opinion, it's trash.
Yeah, I can name a few, but we won't.
There you go. But then, the whole reason I started the Underrated Showcase, there's songs that have less than 100 views, and I swear to God, if 100 people listen to it, I can guarantee at least 50 people will enjoy it.
Yeah, bro, 100%. Like, fucking, even on the episode that you reviewed Warlord on, bro, like the one that you did before me, Fresh Verse. Yeah, bro, like, I listened to that song, bro, I really fuck with that, eh? And I think, like, Fresh Verse, if you're listening, shout out to you, bro, but, he needs to get on the work rate, bro, and make more shit, because I couldn't seem to find anything of him in the studio. It was always just sort of like cypher shit with boys.
Yep.
But I really appreciate his flow and his content, bro, and his lyrics. Like, some of the shit that he said in that was pretty cracker.
Yeah,
you see that all the time.
Definitely. Like, this is why I said I made a massive thing to you. I don't know. I can't remember if I said it. I'm pretty sure I said it in the video. I might have DM'd you it as well. And I remember saying, like, Thesis. I heard that Warlord track. And I was like, I don't see anything else that you've got. Bro, you've got to get active with this now. You've got to. Because instantly there was something different about listening to your track for the first time. It was like, wow. Like, I've only had that twice on the Underrated Showcase so far. And that's you and Greasy. You and Greasy are the two artists that I've looked at, and from the bat I've gone, there's something about them. If they can get active and they can stay active, there's something. They're gonna start doing bits. They're definitely gonna.
Bro, when I was watching that, bro, and I was looking at your reaction, you're like, no, I can't listen to this anymore. Turning it off. I was like, oh shit, is that bad? Like, I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, oh no. And then the boy's like, nah, bro, nah. He fucks with it, man. Awesome. It's like, that's exactly what I want. Because, bro, I started watching your reaction videos and stuff right after I discovered Chillnet and everything. So, and then I was watching your reactions to all the videos of their raps and stuff, and everything that you said about like, I just really appreciated the way that you really had it down. You nailed it to a T, bro. Like, everything that you said about it, you really, aside from some Australian slang that maybe went over your head, but everything that you said about it, the way that they, their flow and just their style, and just it's good to see somebody else, really gets into depth with it and appreciates it, and it's not just about the sound of it and the beat and the hook and all the shit that people, like all the rappers today, and it's just a bunch of mumbled trash, bro, with a hook, and that's getting 1 million views, and it's like, fuck. It's like a majority of people just don't even respect the art form anymore for what it is. Like, I go to Genius and read the lyrics of every single song I listen to just to make sure that nothing went over my head. Like,
you know what? You're like me. I do that with certain tracks as well. With certain tracks, you have to. And sometimes just reading the lyrics makes you appreciate it in a different way as well.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Sometimes you didn't realize the level of writing that there is to something. But definitely, I mean, I like to pay attention to the small details with certain things. Like with me, I've explained this story many times. I'll explain it very quickly again. The reason I started doing reaction videos when I started with UK music was for 2 reasons. One, because there was so many people that I felt didn't understand the music they were listening to. And if they didn't, it didn't seem like they cared enough to learn. For it, I didn't know when I listened to Alex Jones for the first time, when I listened to Wombat, Chillin' It, all of these different guys, I didn't understand it, and I still don't fully understand the scene and the culture and everything. But I care enough to learn, and I care enough, and I will admit when I am wrong. Like you mentioning about the slang thing, I said in a recent 1-4 video, they're using a lot of UK slang. The amount of messages and comments I've had, that's West Sydney slang too. And it's like, okay, so I was wrong. I'll hold my hands up and say I am wrong.
Even in the Weed Women and Wordplay track that Chill did, and he was like, yeah, I smoke on a UK dollar. And you're like, there's no UK dollar, it's a pound. But he was like referencing that he smokes a pound of kush. Like, he was talking about smoking buds.
Yeah.
And then, like, even when he's saying, like, don't talk smack if your iron lacks graffiti, or when he said, 70 times 6 equals 2, and that equals 420, like, there's just a lot of weed references that just fly over my head all the time, bro, especially with their shit.
Definitely.
Because they're always on that 120 BPM shit, bro, and it's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but for a majority of people, bro, like it's fucking quick.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that holds. I think grime, and I'm talking about UK grime especially, from going worldwide. The reason I think grime's held back worldwide is because with UK accents, a lot of Americans, even some Australians, they just can't understand the accent, especially at that speed, especially at like a 140 BPM. You get certain people that can articulate their words very, very clearly, and they're the ones who are easier to understand. But especially the guys from the UK that have the accents, it's so difficult. Someone like Wombat, I think the only thing that holds Wombat back is he has such a rapid flow. But my lord, is it sometimes difficult to understand what my man's saying. Like, I have to listen very, very carefully. And this comes from people like me and you who listen with music ears, who listens, like, attentively listens. There's, like, fan
bro, I
ears
listen.
where you listen to songs and you just enjoy it for what it is. You just like it or you don't like it. You don't think about the reasons why. You don't worry too much about what they're saying. And then there's music ears. You listen very closely.
It differentiates like being an artist yourself as well. So like when you're listening to music from other artists that you appreciate, you know, you really take it in depth. So
yeah,
like I listened to all of their songs when they first dropped, like Chill's new album, and then when Wombat dropped, you know, the When Words Fail, Music Speaks, and just pretty much everything they drop, bro. Like when I listen to it, I make sure I play it over and over a few times, just so anything that I miss, I pick up on it, because not only do they have like, you know, incredible flow and versatility with their rhyme, but they've got bars too. Like they've got fucking bars, man. It all makes sense, and that's the best thing about it. It's not just nonsense and dribble. So,
I mean, for me, people flame me for this sometimes, but I care about lyrical content and lyricism. You know what you're actually saying.
It's important to me too, bro.
Anyone can make a melody if they go yeah, anyone can make a noise and make a melody, but to have lyrical content with that is super important. And I don't feel like enough people give enough praise for the artists that are lyrical, that do care about what they're saying.
Yeah, bro. I feel like so much of my shit goes over people's heads. Like I put a lot of effort into my lyrics, and I just feel like a lot of the time, it blows over people's.
It does. Like I remember listening to Warlord a couple weeks ago. Part 1. Was it part 2 or part 1? No, it was part 1. And I remember hearing a bar and I was like, I don't know if I even caught that the first, second, third, or fourth time. So it does happen. But they're the songs I appreciate the most, the ones that you can listen to 50 times over. And it's like
refreshing.
Definitely, it is. Yeah. But that's the best music in my opinion. That's why I love listening to artists like J. Cole. Why I love listening to artists like Joyner Lucas, because they put things into ways where you listen to it and it's new every single time.
They are good, man. Joyner Lucas is an absolute freak. Definitely. He's a freak of an artist, man. Like that Peter Papa, Peter Pepper, and I put the pepper, I pick a cider, pick a fighter, put you in a stretcher. Like that shit's just that shit's crazy. Like
that's on the Bank Account remix, right?
The Look Alive one.
Look Alive one.
Yeah, just I don't even know how he does it. Like, well, I know how he does it, obviously, but it's just crazy. Like,
practice hours, and I can guarantee my man was putting out stuff from early, and people giving feedback, and he went again. That is what the best artists do, in my opinion. So, you know, I try and do the same. I'm not saying I'm the best artist in the world. I'm not saying you are, but you know, you've got to look at what the greats do and look at certain patterns of behavior, and I guarantee that I'm not even going to say 99, I'm going to say 100% of every big artist that you listen to, or talented artist you listen to, are the ones that take in feedback, but they don't get consumed by it. I think some people hear one negative bit of feedback and they stress about it too much. I think just, you know, look at what your strengths are and really make that the vocal point of your music. And from time to time, look at what your weaknesses are, or something that you haven't done, and try it. I mean, that's why I appreciate what Chill does. Definitely. Chill, with his most recent album, obviously it's a lot of upbeat, talking his shit kind of rap. And that's what Chillin' It does best. With lyrics, women, weed, and wordplay. That is what Chillin' It does best. But he also wasn't afraid to try a couple of other things in and around that. with songs like Inner Thoughts and like I Can't Sing But It Helps the Pain, like songs like that.
Yeah, right.
So if they didn't work out for some people, they've still got the one take, one breath, and other freestyles and songs like that. So you're getting what you want from Chillin' It, but then you're also getting a little bit of something different. And I think that's where,
Right. Chill smashes it out of the ballpark every time, man. Honestly, like he is one of the most versatile, incredible rappers I've listened to, especially on the Australian scene. Like the majority, even though I love Aussie rap better than, you know, or I don't know if I can say UK. I mean, I feel like the scene, like the UK scene and the Oz scene are very similar now. They're not as distant, even though the accent is different. We're sort of getting on the same shit, and I like that because UK rap is what inspired me more than anything.
what do you mean?
You know, growing up
on the same length, what do you mean, stylistically or?
Yeah, stylistically, like I like that. You know, the Australian scene has grabbed some of the grime and started going on the grime shit, bro. Because I mean, our idea of grime before, or what I viewed it as, was, you know, Cursor and Enter and stuff like that, and it was all the gutter rap, and I really didn't, I really didn't fuck with the gutter scene. Like, I think Cursor's a good artist, and I love what he's done for the scene, but the sound just wasn't really for me. But listening to Chillin' It and Wombat, you know, like just what they're doing for the scene right now, and the sound that they've adapted is just, I fuck with that, and I feel like it's really UK inspired, and I love that even more because I love UK rap. You know, I grew up listening to fucking like Devlin, Wiley, Bugsy Malone, fucking Skepta. Like that shit's just that's like the basis of rap for me, and where me being an artist, you know, started from. And so I just love that, you know, we're getting into the grind now. We're adapting, and we're picking up, you know, we're picking up the fucking the rope. It's been left on the floor, and now, you know, that we were doing good for some time with, you know, what was going on, the whole gutter scene, but now the boys have come and they've fucking raised the bar, and that's good.
Definitely, I think that you have to appreciate what people like Enter and Cursor have done.
100%.
But personally, and it is an opinion that I don't think many people like, the unpopular opinion, I don't think they're the ones to continue carrying things forward. I think if you're looking to get your scene out to the UK and the US, I think, honestly, I believe people like Scrub, I believe people like Nerve, I believe people like Chillin' It are going to be the ones carrying it forward. And the reasons for that is they hold a very, they have a lot of Aussie culture in their music. They don't seem too generic in that way. That's where they differentiate themselves. But also, they fit into a newer sound, and I feel like they're changing the sound going forwards. So I know there's some people that can't stand Chillin' It, Wombat, Nerve. They only care for Cursor, and that's fine. That is fine. There's gonna be a day where I'm not gonna like the new shit, but I'm gonna swear by Skepta, Crepton Conan, and Santan Dave. It's just gonna happen.
Oh, Dave.
Dave, we'll get on to Dave in a minute, because that could be an easy, long conversation. But there's gonna be a time where I swear by those artists, and I understand that. But right now, I want to help bridge the Oz scene internationally, even just a little bit. And I honestly believe for that to happen, we've got to push artists like Chillin' It, Scrub, Nerve. I honestly believe that.
I feel you with that, bro.
I think they're going to be the ones to really carry it forward.
Nerve, Scrub, and Chill, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, just everything that, like, Nerve, you know, doing production, doing mix and mastering, you know, doing his own beats, and just his flow, and bro, he never comes on sloppy. Everything that he does is fucking clean cut, and he's a beast of an artist. He's got some good bars, and I fucking love what he's doing, man. Especially Scrub too. I love that Scrub gang shit. Fucking, they're all doing fucking heaps good, man. I really hope that we can push this international, make it bigger, and really fucking reach out. You know, everyone finally realizes that Australia is not just a place where we ride kangaroos to school and shit. So.
And you know what? That is a brilliant point, because that's what I think UK music does fantastically. I think there's plenty of people in the world, especially America. Oh, the British people drink tea and eat crumpets with the Queen. No. Most people don't rascal see the Queen. But it's showing what London really can be like. And I think that's something that definitely resonated with me very quickly listening to the gutter rap. That is something that I do have to appreciate. What Trem's Animal Kingdom was a great song to do that, showing that Australia isn't all of the stereotypes that people, you know, associate it with. You know,
I see it far too much, bro.
A different side to where we're living. And don't get me wrong, you go 10 minutes down the road and yeah, it is that there are those areas where it is very stereotypical of what the culture is like. But then 10 minutes in the other direction, and you know, you've got that side that the media don't show enough. There's the side that you don't get to see, especially from other countries, you know, from an outside view looking in. And so I think music, especially music, rap music, grime, hip hop, etc., drill even, I think that is a great way of representing what life is really like in certain areas.
100%, bro. Like, I don't know where everyone gets the misconception from that, like, growing up in Australia is just all bushland and fucking big spiders and shit. Because, like, you know, I live in the western suburbs. There's buildings everywhere. You know, the bush is fucking 400 kilometers that way, and if I go down to the station just down the road here, there's a good chance I can get jumped. You know, if it went for the fact that you grow up, you know, the people and shit like that, you know, like it's sort of like, it's like a survival of the fittest thing, man. But that's everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter where you go, you're gonna find that everywhere. It just depends on where you grow up, you know. Like, but that's just life, man. Like, and people just seem to think that it's like, oh, yeah, no, you know, Aussies sound like what the Americans make us out to sound like on the TV, and Aussies are fucking bogans and they all dance around campfire, fucking cowboy hats on and boots, and it's just like, yeah, right, man. Like, come over here sometime and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's true. It is true, and so that's why, yeah, music is just such a great way of representing that in a positive way, you know.
100%, bro.
Where people are trying to get out of that lifestyle, trying to get out of that way of living by doing something positive. And this is why I'm not one of these that say fuck the feds 24/7, but this is one of the things that I do have. Police trying to, like, I've had it before. I've had an incident with the police where they're like, you've got to take down this song because it's threatening. Bro, if I wanted to go, and I could have easily had the mindset and gone and done something stupid, but you know what I did? Instead, I went on the internet and I talked shit. That's what I did. So, and I said this to them, and I think the officer, to be fair, I think he was just doing his job after I made this point, because he kind of just had this look of, I don't know what to say, but he had to obviously be the officer. But I said, what would you have rather of me done? Me and gone and done what I said in the music, or me just put it in music and me get it out that way? And he honestly just, he went silent for a couple seconds, and then he had to go, well, we got on all of his formal shit. But again, I would rather see people making drill music, talking about this ching, this splash, that ops, this ops, that. Fine, I'm not the biggest fan of it 24/7, but cool. I would rather see youths putting it in the music than actually going and doing stupid shit.
Yeah, bro, I agree with you 100%. Like, fuck, I try not to chat too much shit like that. Like, even on my grime tracks, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit here and make out like I'm fucking, you know, like I'm strapped up and I'm loaded and I'm fucking running amok and I'm crazy, bro. Like, I try not to chat that shit because it's not me. It's not who I am. As a person, as an individual, I know who I am. I know where I stand. I know what I believe in. And that's not who I am. You know, I say some pretty dark and twisted shit in my songs, you know. If you listen to them, some of the bars that I've come out with are, like, pretty gruesome. But,
yeah,
you know, like, I also make a point of making sure that I try and make sure that everything I say is truthful.
Yeah, no,
you know,
same here. Same, I have exactly the same mindset.
Because I don't want to be chatting up like, yeah, fucking, yeah, I'm coming for you, gonna pull out the gat and bat. It's no, it's not me. I don't have a gun. I've never even seen a gun.
Yep.
You know, said some fucked up shit, but I'm not gonna go around saying I'm gonna pop people.
Yeah. And I'm the same. Again, there's nothing wrong with people talking that lifestyle if that's what you're living. And then obviously some people believe them, some people don't. I mean, I say some fucked up shit sometimes in my music, but it will always come from in a lyrical way. Or
yeah, 100%.
be the whole, It's just creating imagery. But I've never said in a song straight out, real life I'm going to stab you, real life I'm going to shoot you. There's the whole lyrically sending shots. So now then I'll do a gun scheme or something like that. But it will never
Lyrically
be, I'm going to
shots,
grab
though.
the 4-5 and go shoot someone today. It's never that. If you, I mean, I'm assuming it's the same for you. If you listen to every single bar I've ever written, I have never said I'm going to commit a crime or murder.
Chaz is coming in. I'm going to see your face at the after party, pull out the 9 and lick your top off like a Bacardi.
That's but yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So if you listen very carefully, and you're saying it's the same with you.
There you go. Be for a second, they'll be back. Oh, heavy.
Gone. So yeah, I mean, Thesis.
Hello.
When is the day that we're gonna see a music video?
The day that we're gonna see a music video.
When is it gonna happen?
Oh, well, I was a bit eerie about doing a music video for some time because, I mean, I had this big plan, right? So I don't know if you're familiar with the area of Wollongong. Heard
of it, yep.
All right, so basically me and all my friends went up to Wollongong and there was about 15 of us, bro, and this was just like a wild big frenzy. Like, I ain't promoting alcohol, I ain't promoting drug use, but there was some shit going on. No, that's what Thesis gets up to in his spare time. And obviously everyone's got cheeky pleasures, and Thesis involves going to Wollongong and staying in a cabin near some beaches with some girls and some boys and having a good time. So we were just going to do a video like that in the cabin with one of the tracks where I had all of the boys there, had all the girls there, and we just had all the shit laid out, bro. You know, 8 cases of alcohol is what we had, and we had a bunch of little Fatlands, which is like these little ginger beer things that you can get that are like $6, really just cheap grog. And we're just all at the cabin with it all just laid out, and I was like, all right, I got a friend who, you know, does some like media shit like that, does some recording, and I was going to get him to come up and, you know, just record. Basically, like, I was just going to get wasted with everyone and just record this video, just wasted. And I thought that would be pretty fitting for illicit thoughts. I just thought maybe, like, you know, having the title being illicit thoughts, you know, I just thought like that fit the picture, and I could sort of convey, like, I was going to convey like a so this is going on, and this whole thing's going on inside of my mind. And then right at the end of the track where it cuts out, it sort of just comes to me laying in my bed, and I sit up and just like turn my alarm off and get up and walk off.
Okay, yeah.
So this is just basically playing out like this is what's going on in my mind. You know what I mean? This whole thing is just a big fucking party inside of my head just waiting to happen.
Okay.
And then, so Thesis was like, yeah, fucking hell, that's a great idea. And I had this whole big idea set up, and then come Friday, I woke up and one of the boys was at the front door. My mum's like, yeah, and Alan's here. He comes out the back. We started having a couple beers and we're getting everything ready. And then I forgot to contact the dude because I ended up getting whacked as before we left to go to Wollongong. And then I got to Wollongong and I was even more whacked. And I'm sitting there looking around like, fuck. Alan's like, what? And all the boys like, what's going on? And I'm like, bro, I feel like I've forgotten something. I left something important at home. Sat there for a few more hours trying to figure out what it was, and then sure enough, it come to me because my friend Aaron messaged me and said, hey, am I still videoing this thing for you tonight? Are you coming to get me or what? And I was like, oh shit. I was like, no, I don't think we're gonna do it this weekend. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna drop the track. So I decided to just drop the track and just get another background, but definitely looking into doing a music video as soon as possible. But there was at least a pretty cool story for it. And, you know, I sort of just let go of myself a bit there. Probably should have put the music first, but everyone needs fun sometimes, I guess.
I mean, coming full circle a little bit then. I mean, instead of you waiting and planning more, you just put it out. You'll get your other chance to do a video for something else.
Well, I got plenty more tracks to come, Chaz.
Oh yeah.
Always working on something. I mean, the way that I do it isn't like a so I don't have just tracks sitting in my phone just ready to go. Like I seem to get these creative bursts every couple of weeks, maybe 2-3 times a week. So like I'll just be sitting there and it'll be like nothing's going on. And then even with Illicit Thoughts, I wrote that an hour and a half before I went to the studio and recorded it, and I dropped it the same day I wrote it.
Okay, so it was more of an impulsive thing. It wasn't planned. It was just, this has happened. Boom, let's just get this recorded.
It literally, like, all in this, like, I started writing it, and then I got to the studio, I recorded it, and then I rang up the boys, and like I was like, yeah, like we're gonna get this video done, and we'll do all this and that, and then yeah, so it became like an impulsive thing, and then the impulse turned into a couple of drinks, and it kind of ruined everything. But that's just the way it works. Like, I sort of just, I get these creative bursts of just like, I'll hear a track, and I'll go, all right, start moving my head to it, and then I'll start spinning some shit in my head, and then I'll get a bassist to work off, and then I'll just keep going with it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got it there, I got to do something about it straight away. Otherwise, it frustrates me and I lose motivation. So as soon as it's there, I'll bring up the studio and I say, yo, can I go to record something? They're usually pretty good with it. No, like unless there's something booked in, and they're like, yeah, sweet as, come in today, I'll come down tomorrow. Usually get shit done.
So you're quite impulsive in that regard. I mean, I'm similar in terms of the creative burst. Sometimes I do get a heavy writer's block, but normally if I'm relying on somebody else, so if I'm collabing with another artist and they say, look, can you drop a verse for this, or can you write, I'm normally quite good at just getting it out no matter what. If it's just for me, it kind of has to happen naturally. I'm the opposite. I have quite a lot of songs sitting in my notebook right now. It's just a matter of recording it and putting it out. Now, I write more songs that don't get put out than the ones that do, which does go a little bit against what I was saying before about just put it out there. But
breaking your own rules, Chaz.
Say that again.
You're breaking your own rules, Chaz.
I know. There are no rules. But I feel for me personally, I have enough content to kind of pick and choose what my better ones are. And that is a thought of myself. I should just put as much out as I possibly can. I should. I'm sitting on one track right now, but I am waiting to do. I'm filming a video for it in the near future. But again, my studio situation is I should just learn how to mix and master properly. I can mix and master, but not great. I mean, it's okay at best. So I actually send my stuff off to somebody else. But obviously,
yeah,
money
same as me,
and timing and everything like that. So it all does add up. And then if I'm doing a video, it really does add up in terms of how much time it takes for me to just be impulsive. If I can learn how to mix and master, I probably should be more impulsive in terms of write a track, record it here in my bedroom, mix and master it, just put it out the same day. I should. That's something that I should be working towards to do, because I think it'll be better in terms of content. So if it doesn't work, okay, well, I've written it in a day. Cool, it is what it is. And then leave my more thought through stuff for a project, for a mixtape, for an album, for certain features, etc, etc.
It's just what you got to do, Chaz. Like, I mean, if you've got if you've got everything there in front of you, man, I don't know what's stopping you. I don't know what's stopping you, Chaz.
It is true. It is true. Saying it out loud, in self-reflecting. Yeah, I should be more impulsive with it. I should just put some more stuff out. But I'll self-reflect. That's something that I need to work on. I'll admit that.
Self-reflection is important.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, like if I don't know, man. Like if I'm I don't know why I'm like that. Like it's just as soon as I start writing it, like especially with like Warlord or this thoughts and all that. Like when I was listening to it, like in my head, like, at the time, like when I'm in the moment, like I get so up my own work. Like I'm just so pro my work. Like any other time I listen to my work and I'm like, fuck, so much more could be better. But in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the impulse, yeah, this has got to drop today. This is gonna be the shit. This is the shit. This is the best. It's got to be out there. Fucking, everyone's gonna love it. And then I drop it, and that impulse goes away. It's like fucking having a cigarette, man. Once I finally have the cigarette, it's all good. I finally drop the music. It's like, all right, sweet. Go home, relax, wait for some views, wait for some feedback, so that way, you know, I know what the people want, I know what the people are enjoying, I know what to work for, like work moving forward in the future. But in the heat of the moment, it's a real big impulsive thing. I've got to do it that day. If I don't do it that day, then I get angry with myself, I get frustrated.
I mean, I think any writer or any artist can relate to that in terms of at the time you're like, this is the shit. And then sometimes you're like dropping these 16s, 32s, 96s, and you're just like barring off. You're coming up with these creative schemes, amazing ideas. This is so totally different. You wake up the next morning, you're like, man said 2 + 2 is 4. Like, what? What did I create last night? And sometimes that does happen with me. I think it is the absolute shit. Look at it the next day and I'm like, nah, scrap that. We gotta go again with something. I mean, do you get like that with instrumentals and beats? How do you go about finding the beats and instrumentals that you use?
A lot of the time it's YouTube, but I do have a friend, Bishop or Anthony, and he does all my mixing and mastering now. Sadly, I didn't know him when I released Warlord. I wish I did, because it probably would have sounded a lot better remastered. But yeah, he does all that for me, and so a couple of his beats I've used. But other than that, it's usually just YouTube beats that are free. I'll just find something. If I fuck with it, man, I'll use it. Or just, you know, I've got like a few of the boys in the Discord and stuff as well, and like, you know, a couple of fans and shit. I get them to send me beats that they like, and just say, like, if you like a beat, send it to me, because if I fuck with it, you know, I'll do something on it. And I'm happy to give them a shout out and a mention for, you know, suggesting the beat as well.
Definitely. I mean, do you find beats sometimes when you listen to a song and then you're like, I like that beat, I want that, or do you tend to find instrumentals that, to your knowledge, nobody else has used, kind of thing?
I try to use instrumentals that haven't been already used, but you know, sometimes there's some of those instrumentals are just too good to pass up on.
Yeah,
like you listen to them and you decide, nah, like I got to do something on that, man. Like I just know I could get creative with that. I know I could find something good with it. Like yeah, I listened to What were you saying?
Go on.
Oh, no, I was saying I listened to the bars for them by the Restraint Productions that Shadow did.
Yeah.
Really, really fuck with Shadow's work, man. I really fuck with that beat too. So when I heard that beat, I really wanted to do something on that. And then it was just a matter of like, you know, whether or not I was going to do it. I was like, oh, what if I do it and Shadow does that? You know, I was like, what if Shadow sees it and he's like, fuck's Thesis doing? Thinking he can use my beats. Fuck. Trying to get up on my steez. And I was just like, nah, man. You know, that was just like a lot of contemplation in my mind. I haven't done it, but I really like that beat and really like his work and shit. So I do see beats that the other boys and, you know, in the scene use and stuff, and often want to use them, but out of respect or out of inner conflict, I probably don't.
Yeah, I remember reacting to Wombats When Words Fail Music Speaks. And the day I reacted to it, I did a freestyle right there and then for it. And I remember DMing him saying, look, I've put this video out already. Is it okay that I did it? And he didn't reply till like way after, until we spoke about other things, weeks, months, even a couple months down the line. But I remember listening to that beat that day and how Wombat approached it. And I was like, I like the way he approached it, but I feel like I can attack it from a different angle. And I think I just used lyrics to an older song, but just, yeah, it just worked so well. I just felt like, these lyrics that I have in my head at this angle could just so much, like, in a complete different way. I wouldn't say better or worse, just in a complete different way. And sometimes, yeah, I do listen to music and I'm like, I so want to use that instrumental.
Dude, I literally wrote something on that instrument. On that when Words Fail Music Speaks instrumental, because I had this dude on SoundCloud, Pappy, I think his name was, or Pappy or whatever it was, and I heard that instrumental for the first time in like 2017.
Right.
And I wanted to do something on that as well. Then I started writing a bit on it, and I just, same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure I smashed my phone and just never released it. Like, because I go through so many phones, bro, and I write all of my shit in my notes. And before I had like the iCloud backup. Before I had the iCloud backup, like I had like you know, a bunch of songs written on all these different phones I had, and then they'd all get fucking broken because I'd be stupid.
Oh,
And then I'd never see them again, lose a majority of my bars. Like, not too long ago, like when I told you and when we were talking, I said I'd smash my phone. I just got a new one, and thankfully I had the iCloud restore, so I got everything back. But I was sketching hard about that because there was a track that I released on YouTube. I mean, I released on Facebook that I hadn't released on YouTube, and I haven't recorded in the studio yet. I've been looking to recording that, but that's like a deeper, full track forming thing on like a Yondo beat. I was spewing about that.
So do you feel like you're gonna become more versatile as time goes on in terms of releasing different types of rap?
I mean, I didn't even start jumping on the grime sort of thing till recently. I mean, before that, like I was just, you know, either doing like sort of slower stuff, or I was doing, you know, maybe a mid pace sort of shit, but on some boom bap shit. Like I was never really on the grime until like I started listening to Chill and fucking Wombat. So then once I listened to the shit they were doing, bro, I could do that pretty good, I think. And then that just became that, you know, like I dropped Warlord and I saw how much people liked that, and I was like, all right, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, people say that to me. I kind of have a split listening audience. I have the people that like the more personal shit, and then I have the people that only want me talking my shit. So I know when I put out my project, The Second Testimonial, I know that some people only listen to trap and only the rated, and I know other people that listen to every song bar only the rated and trap, and it's just like, it's hard to please everyone when you're a versatile artist. There's going to be some people that can appreciate you as an artist and listen to pretty much every style that you put out. Someone like how we listen to Chillin' It or an Alex Jones. But then there's other artists. It's like, I appreciate the fact you do different shit, but I only like it when you do one kind of style.
Yeah, I only like it when you do this shit.
Yeah, and I think certain artists are better at that than other, you know, it's just what they're good at. It's what they're naturally good at. I think some artists are naturally versatile, and I think certain artists are trying to be versatile when naturally they're only good at one or two things, which is fine because they're trying new shit. But they're the artists that typically end up getting hate when they try something different.
Whoa. That's heavy, man. I don't want to get hate.
Well, you got to put it out, and then you got to see how people respond to it. If people don't,
I mean,
like
I put out a, I forgot what it's called. Life as It Comes. Put out Life as It Comes, and I didn't really hear much back about that. So, no, and that was really more of a more touchy feely sort of fucking personal shit. You know, about growing up and what life was like and shit. You know, what some of the boys that I'm close to have been through. You know, like I wrote that for them. You know, that was more like a personal thing, but I didn't really hear much back about that as opposed to some of the other shit that I've done. Illicit Thoughts has had a lot of people, they reckon it's the best track I've released thus far. A lot of people love, like, you know, Warlord and Warlord Part 2. Just, it depends on the person, but I don't know. I think my personal shit's getting, like, the least reviews.
So does mine. So does mine, but I feel like it does attack a whole different audience that appreciates it in a different way to how they listen to my grime or just anything that's just really talking my shit. Also, my personal shit sometimes is just for me. Sometimes I need to write it, and sometimes I need to put it out. There's been personal songs that I've written that I've just never posted.
Yeah, well, that shit gets cathartic, bro. So,
I mean, yeah, but that's the kind of rap that I do like listening to as well. Any kind of song I've put out is the same as the music I like listening to. So if I put out a grime track, it's because at the time of writing, I was enjoying some grime. If I put out some personal shit, it's because I was either going through shit or I was listening to some down shit and I thought, you know what? I need to get some shit off my chest too. It just happens. Like that's how it works for me. It's a mood or a feeling sometimes, and that's where you kind of want to try different things because that's what you're enjoying at that moment in time.
Yeah, well, like, I feel like, to be honest, both, I think Illicit Thoughts is on a personal level too. Like, if you listen to the lyrics, that is on a personal level. that was like, I was saying some shit that like just my views on life itself. And then I feel like maybe what differentiates from the other, I reckon it's people just like it when you come at it hard, a bit faster. They just appreciate that. I don't know why. Like, I feel like if it's a bit slower and, even though they can, I don't know, like they could probably enunciate it better. Even like if they listen to it and it was slower, you know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know. I feel like when you come at a beat aggressive and you're spitting a bit faster than average and shit like that, like people just fuck with that more.
Yeah, certain people do, and it's especially if that's what they found you for. A lot of people found you from Warlord, so that's what people want to see from you. Whereas if people find me, some people found me through my Black Box freestyle. That was grime, so now they only want to hear grime from me. That is going to happen. There's certain artists I find because of a certain song or a certain project, or even just a certain select few songs from them that were a similar style, and I was like, right, that's why I started listening to them. That's why I'm going to continue listening to them. So when you hear them do something different, I mean, me personally, I can always appreciate them doing something different, but it doesn't necessarily mean I always like it. And that's the thing. When you put something out, you can't tell people, you can't expect people to react a certain way. You can't tell people how to feel about your music. You can try and, put it down a certain avenue. You can kind of promote it in a certain way of, listen to how crazy the wordplay is on this, and you're kind of getting them to focus on the lyricism of it. But at the end of the day, you can't tell people how to feel about something.
Yeah. It's how it is, I guess. Like, people aren't going to appreciate every aspect of your performance as an artist. They only want to hear a certain thing. I guess when you start doing that certain thing, they're going to listen. But at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like real fans and, real fans and people who really love your ability. It's not just about the sound, it's about the ability, it's about you as an artist. Especially, like, I feel like with a lot of the people that actually listen to music, I've adapted it. I've adapted in a more personal relationship, speaking Discord and, just like actually talking, responding to them. And it's like I'm not just like a fantasy celebrity. Because I'm not. I'm just another regular person who enjoys music and loves music. So when I'm having regular conversations with these people and, listening to what they have to say, listening to their feedback, listening to what they want, like, I think it's those people that care more about just you in general, just hearing talk shit. They're going to hear what you do and they're going to appreciate it.
I think no matter how big or small of an artist you are, always remember that you're never above the people that listen to your music. If anything, the people who listen to your music are above you. I think what big artists make the mistake of is they only surround themselves with people that are gonna lick their ass, basically. I have no other way of putting it than that. They're only around the people that go, yeah man, everything you do is amazing and you shit glitter. And it's like, I think being around people who will give you honest feedback and having a real conversation with people, I mean, if they still enjoy your shit, then fair enough, they genuinely enjoy your shit. But I think sitting down and having a conversation with people is the best way to get true feedback on, what you're putting out. And sometimes you get the opposite. You get some people that, when you put out Warlord, that was shit. No, well, it wasn't shit. I think, but I'm real. That's shit. I'm real. I'm real to you because, I didn't. I don't kiss your ass, I tell you how it is, and it's like, yeah, but it wasn't shit. And then you get some people who go the complete opposite direction, and they kind of always want to be that guy that doesn't want to praise you because, they don't want to be known as that person who's, the follower who's your ass all the time.
I don't know, bro. I just think praise should be given where praise is due, but at the end of the day, you should have mutual respect for everyone. Everyone that listens to you, everyone that, views your content, rates your shit. In my eyes, any feedback is feedback. Any publicity is good publicity. Like if somebody's taken time out of their day to watch your shit and they've dropped a comment and they've left a like, bro, that's something you should appreciate. But I agree 100%. Self above the. Yeah, 100% you shouldn't. At the end of the day, those are the people that are making what you. So you got to give them love and respect for that. I appreciate all of it. Like, fuck.
Definitely.
This is coming from a person that's got, 69 subscribers, but they're the best 69 fucking people I know.
Yeah, 69. I mean, yeah, and that's gonna grow. That's gonna grow. I mean, there's plenty of people that listen and watch my shit and they're not even subscribed. They're like, I don't know how to create a YouTube account, and at that point I'm a little bit worried, but
I fuck with you.
but they still listen. And I mean, Chillin' It has however many followers, Wombat has however many followers, but I'm sure there's plenty more people that listen to their music. Sometimes a follower count isn't a representation of how many people listen to your music. Same way 150 views on your song doesn't mean 150 different people have seen it. That might mean 50 people have seen it, and maybe 10 of them play it on a regular basis. And so that's why I think, to an extent, numbers can be useful, to kind of gauge how things are doing, but they're not always a true representation of how good your music is or how much of a following you have.
Man, couldn't agree more. Like, bro, you're talking the real shit, man. You're talking the fucking real shit, and I like that, bro. Like, fucking, that's just exactly how I view it. Like, I don't base myself off the numbers, or like, even though personally, like, it's not like I'm massive, but at the end of the day, bro, like, I love what I'm doing. There's people out there who I love what I'm doing, and that's all that matters. As long as I'm having fun, they're having fun listening to it, and fuck the numbers, bro. Honestly, love for the music.
I mean, as you said, like, the same small community listening to your music on a regular basis and appreciating it and trying to understand it is a lot more meaningful than, however many views but no comments, no feedback, no interaction with people.
That's it.
And that's something that no matter how big an artist gets, I always want them to remember where they come from, how they started. And I think it is, and I'm sure it's more difficult than you even realize. I mean, that's something that I'm always consciously thinking about, trying not to feel like I'm above anyone because of a number, because I have more followers than you, because I'm create YouTube content that you watch. That doesn't mean I'm above you. If anything, as I said before, the people that view your content, the people who take time out of their day to view the shit that you want to do in your own time, they are, if anything, above you, because they are the ones
100%.
that take time out of their day to appreciate you. They're the people that take time to share your shit, to talk. Like, the amount of people that go, oh yeah, my mate told me about your reactions, or told me about your music, or I told this one. And I think that's like the craziest thing, that people in their own time going out of their way to tell other people about your content, whether that is music, reactions, YouTube, whatever it may be. I think that is like one of the most amazing things in the world. The fact that I've got, I think 96% of my viewership, 97% of my viewership is in Australia. Yeah, I've never been. That is sick in my head. Like, that is
big
just
up.
Crazy.
Bro, it's big ups. Like, fuck, bro, I know you, I feel that. Fucking, I fucking made one live video, and this one dude, Bailey Raw, shout out to Bailey, bro, because fucking Bailey, right? This one dude viewed one of my live videos for 37 minutes or something, and he just chatted shit to me for 37 minutes. And then every single video that I've made, bro, he always the first one to comment and like it, and he says the same comment each time. All he says is shout out to fucking, which is the, obviously the call out that I did in the first Warlord video, where I was like, shout out to fucking Demai. So every single video I post, he comments that. And, like, it's shit like that. It's just like, bro, like, these people are fucking awesome. Like, these people are the best. And you can't, I don't know, I can't even fathom it, bro. Honestly, I still can't wrap it around my head, bro. It's only a start to me, but it's still the best thing in the world, bro. And it's just an incredibly accomplished. So, I got to give so much love and props to everyone.
Definitely.
Including yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, likewise, to you and plenty of other people, especially like the people in the Discord. I think that's and people who check out the live streams and things like that. The people who, I know shout out to Day Ones real quick, saying, I I was looking forward to a Monday because that's when your live stream is, you know, just people waiting
Only
for your
good thing
content,
about a Monday.
and people who include what you do as part of their routines. Like, that's crazy in my head. So I think that people wait for example, a live stream that I do on a Monday. I think that's just crazy in my head.
Bro, I was fucking devastated that I missed your live stream, bro, because I love watching your live stream. I just love watching you chat shit, bro. Like, I don't know, I can sit there for fucking, you know, a full 2.5 hour live stream, just watch chat your shit, man. And I was so devastated that I missed out on that when I went to Lunga. So I knew that you was gonna fucking say something about the new track, and I wanted to see that fucking, you do this face, bro. You do this face when you're watching shit and you're getting with it, and you got like your lip cut, bro. Your eyes squint and your lips come up. You're like, you just nod in your head. I fuck up, bro. I love seeing you pull that face.
Thank you, man. I think that's slowly becoming a trademark thing of mine now. I think I might have to copyright that face, just worldwide. Just worldwide. I might have to copyright that face.
Bro, that face is that's literally your little, like your little emoticon thing, like your emoji.
I know that is literally like people. If they're looking at the visual of this podcast right now, they can see a little image of you that's a little bit covered up, but they could also see my screw face.
The squinty face that I just
Yeah.
the one I just fucking described.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's a
great
great point to end off, though. Just shouting out to everyone that views our content, and everyone that, you know, shows love on a day-to-day basis, and shout out to the ones who give feedback. Hell, shout out to the ones who hate, you know. Thank you for still viewing my shit. You know, you still took time out of your day to view my shit to say fuck you. So that's my fuck you back to everyone who sends hate comments. You're welcome.
100%. Big ups, man. Shout out to everyone. Fucking much love to Shazza. Thanks for having me on.
Nah, no worries, bro. Pleasure having you, man.